BBN. What's good? What's up? It's your boy BC. Got a day off today. Got a day off, and I was like, I want to come do a video and talk to my family, BBN Nation, and just talk about not just some brief stuff, not just talk about the future of Kentucky basketball and just talk about what's on my mind. We family. Family can talk to one another. And I'm the type of person that I can strongly disagree with people and still get along with them. And disagreement by communication, understanding, talking to one another. One of the things I think society lacks these days, I know that if people disagree, they just shut other people off, they name call, and they do all this other stuff just because you have a different opinion. But I'm the type of guy that likes to stick to the facts and the truth. One of the things I want to talk about today is everybody has expectations. We all have expectations. We want to do good. We want to do great. One thing about BBN and the Kentucky fan base, the expectations are always through the roof. We have talked about that on the Lord BBN fan show a lot. Our expectations are through the roof. That's just the way it is. Should Kentucky lower the expectations? No, because every team, whether it's football, baseball, basketball, whether you're going out playing sports from Little League to Pop Warner to whatever, you want to win the championship. That's the goal. That's why you work hard in the backyard, shooting hoops. You're throwing the baseball with your dad. You're doing all these things to be great at what you do. Whether you're an artist, whether you're a filmmaker, or whatever you do, you have high expectations. But then it's unrealistic expectations. I have been around a lot of fan bases. Tennessee is one of the fan base that I was a prisoner of war, going in the office every day, hearing Rocky Top on Friday, and I'm this Kentucky fan, the only Kentucky fan, surrounded by a lot of Alabama fans and majority of Tennessee fans and a small amount of Vanderbilt fans there in the office. Tennessee. Man, I like Tennessee. I like the coach. I like the players that have came through Tennessee. But man, I don't like the fans. I don't like the fans. Alabama fans, some of the football fans, it's not, I don't like them like as a person. I'm just like, man, y'all are crazy. I'm the type of person, my dad always told me, you lose the way you win. And that simply means stay humble, be humble. And if you lose, you find out what you did to lose and you work hard and get better. But then it's high expectations. The thing I want to talk about today is, can a fan base destroy a college program? I think it can. It has in the past. And when I look at Tennessee fans and I look at all the other fans, and ever since I've been on the Lord BBN fan show for the last year and a half, I'm like, wow, Kentucky fans are also on another level too, are also crazy. It can go to a point where it's delusional. It can go to a point where like bipolar. It's like, wow. Some of the Kentucky fans I've been around, yeah, they are diehard Kentucky fans. Now, I like Kentucky. I like Kentucky sports. I love God. I love my family. But I like Kentucky sports. I always have. No matter if you was an ex-coach, No matter if you was an ex-player, if you came through Kentucky, I'm still rooting for you. If you're in the NBA, I'm still rooting for you. Even if you're not playing for the Chicago Bulls, I am rooting for you because I'm a Kentucky boy. You cut me, I bleed blue. But it's a such thing as unrealistic expectations. Can a fan base destroy a college program? A college fan base can be damaged or destroyed by their own program through excessive negativity, unrealistic expectations, toxic behavior, or failing to support the team during critical transitions. While they may not dismantle the institution entirely, they can cause long-term harm to recruiting, coaching stability, and revenue. One of the ways that a fan base can destroy a college program when fans are unrealistic. National championship or bust. Do we want a national championship every year? Yeah. But it's unrealistic because only one team wins a national championship. Every fan base I know wants to win a national championship, but only one team can do that. They can create a toxic environment that drives away coaches and players. Fire everyone mentality after a minor failure can make a job undesirable. We have won 8 national championships. Everybody wants the number 9. Yes, we do. We have had great coaches in this program. And I can go back to the Rick Pitino years when Rick Pitino was at Kentucky. It was great. At first it wasn't, but it was great. And I know a lot of fans are talking about 20 turnovers in an NCAA game. This is crazy. It hasn't happened since 1993. Well, correct me if I'm wrong. The coach in 1993 was Pitino. So Pitino got 3 years after that. It was rough at first. But then Pitino left. He left, didn't get fired. He left and he went to the NBA, to Boston. Then came in Tubby Smith. And a lot of people might not know this, but Tubby Smith becoming the Kentucky head coach was like the equivalent to Obama becoming the first black president. Tubby won a national championship, got to the Elite 8, had over 70% winning percentage, got good players here. We was defensive teams. 11 years, but it wasn't enough because the high expectations. Nothing wrong with high expectations, like I said, but unrealistic expectations. It wasn't enough. Then comes Calipari. 15 years. Got great players and great freshmen, All-Americans. Final Fours. Led teams to Final Fours that we didn't think was going to go to Final Four. One year, I think if we had Enes Kanter, I think we would have got one that year. I think we would have got another one. But first round draft picks, college player of the years, 15 years. But wasn't enough. You would think a coach like Calipari, what he did at Kentucky, he would have retired at Kentucky. But Calipari didn't get fired like Pitino. He left and he went to Arkansas in the SEC so that he can make sure that he plays Kentucky. And he goes on to win another SEC tournament this year and is back in the Sweet 16. You guys know the story. But what Calipari did, it wasn't good enough. We can say high expectations. We can say unrealistic expectations. Or you can say, BC, you just a hater. You don't care about Kentucky if you want Mark Pope here. Well, just because I'm giving facts, giving the truth, doesn't mean that I don't care about the team. Then we was trying to get coaches to come in, the Hurleys, the Drew came in to Lexington, he flew his family in. Then we was trying to get all these coaches. Billy Donovan came up. But Mark Pope became my coach. I always said Mark Pope was an emergency hire, kind of like Billy Gillespie was. But Mark Pope is one of our own. He's a thoroughbred. He was on that 1996 national championship team. Some people say if Mark Pope wasn't a player at Kentucky, he would never be a coach at Kentucky. I agree. If it wasn't Mark Pope, don't know who would have been. Maybe John Pelfrey. But what Calipari did wasn't good enough, because it was a lot of people that wanted John Calipari gone. Just like they wanted Tubby gone. And now, just like they want Mark Pope gone after 2 years. A lot of people called in the show. A lot of people said I was talking ignorant or moron or all this stuff. I read the chats now. I started reading the chats the last 6 months. I used to not read in the discussions, but I started reading them. But now we have Mark Pope. Do I like Mark Pope? Yeah, I like Mark Pope. Just like I like Calipari. Just like I like now Gillespie. That's another video. Just like I like Tubby Smith. Pitino is one of my favorite coaches of college basketball. I love Rick Pitino. I liked Eddie Sutton. But Calipari wasn't enough. People wanted Calipari gone. Then comes in Mark Pope. His first year, he comes to Kentucky. He has to put a whole team together. And he does that. But one of coach's worst nightmares, injuries. Whether you're professional level, whether you're little league, whether you're high school, whether you're junior high, no matter what, injuries is the coach's worst nightmare. We had injuries to our point guard, our starting point guard, lost our backup point guard for the rest of the year, lost our starting forward. But Mark Pope got a bunch of quad wins. Beat Duke that year. Beat Gonzaga. First year at Kentucky. Then goes on to make it to the Sweet 16. I said he overachieved because that was the first win that he got in tournament when he was at BYU or the other place he coached. Got to the Sweet 16. And this year, he said it had a Ferrari and we can talk about $22 million. I don't think it's a $22 million roster. That's for another time. But he put this team together. Yes, he did. We are in the NIL era. It's tough. People talk about we need 2 or 3 point guards. Well, the thing with that, with NIL and the way it is now in 2026 in college sports, you don't have point guards battling for position anymore. You're not going to have a Harrison twin, then coming off a bench, a Tyler Eulis. You're not going to have that anymore. So if you got 3 point guards and you expecting 2 of them to come off the bench because you're expecting maybe the starter get hurt, well, those point guards are going to say, well, I can go somewhere else and start or maybe play more. We had some of our own did that. We have guys now say, I'm going to go elsewhere. You can blame Mark Pope all you want. Okay. But with 2 years injuries, this year was a roller coaster, up and down, up and down. People have been complaining about substitutions. People have been complaining about this. People have been complaining about a lot of stuff. Okay, I get that, BBN. And majority of the people that have complained have never coached on that level or don't know what it's like to coach or never been in where it's recruiting or you're trying to put a team together. That's why I take a back seat to coach. When we're talking about sports, I battle with anybody, debate with anybody. But when it comes to coaching, I take a back seat. I give the coach a benefit of the doubt. But it's people that want Calipari back. It's people say Calipari should never left this and that. But BBN, majority ran Calipari off. I wish Calipari was still here. I wish Calipari could have retired here. But BBN didn't want him. In Calipari's last 4 years at Kentucky, he didn't get out of the second round, bounced twice in the first round. And 1 year, the COVID year, didn't make the tournament. Last 4 years at Kentucky. But it's people that want him back. But Mark Pope, through injuries, don't have first round draft picks or national player of years or don't have none of that. Got to put teams together in the NIL era. But after 2 years, people want him gone. Can a fan base destroy a college program with unrealistic expectations? And the question is, who do you want, BBN? What do you want? I said on the show, Kentucky fans want a coach that can come in and get to the Final Four every year or win a national championship. That's the coach that BBN wants. And you might say, no. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. A Hall of Fame coach said, I'm gone. I'm going to Arkansas. Won over 70% of his games, SEC titles, national championship. Everywhere he goes, he wins. But he said, I'm gone because you don't want me. Tubby Smith won over 70% of his game, SEC championships. Got to the Elite Eight, didn't get back to the Final Four. That's not good enough. Fired. Now, Mark Pope's been here 2 years. And majority of BBN don't want to give him 3 after all the injuries. What is it that you want? Do we need to create a AI robot where Kentucky fans can program in what they want? Don't make substitutions. Don't do this. Get this guy open. Do this. Don't play him. What do we want? Can fans destroy a college program? Mark Stoops gone. Now Will's coming in. Man, you in the frying pan. Because it's unrealistic expectations. Now the football program really has high expectations. I always said coaching at Kentucky is like being the president of the United States. People are going to love you 1 minute and people are going to hate you 1 minute. Then you're going to have one side that's going to hate you. Then you're going to have one side that's going to love you. no matter what you do. That's what it is at Kentucky. I always say, you are in the frying pan. Mark Pope was in the frying pan when he got up out of the car with the trophy in Memorial, and everybody's cheering him on. You in the frying pan, buddy. But now they putting grease in there and they have turned on the stove. After 2 years. Now you think and you look from afar, what coaches want to come coach at Kentucky? Every program has high expectations. But some programs have unrealistic expectations. And then you look at players. Now we live in a time of social media and players hear everything that the fans say. Everything. And you looking at these players and they're like, why will I want to go play at Kentucky? There's a lot of players feeling that way. We talk about recruiting. Recruiting is hard now. Harder than it's ever been in college. But are these young men looking and saying, do I want to go to Kentucky? No, I don't know. Not there. Not there. And you think, can a fan base can destroy a college program? Yes. Yes. Because it makes the coaching job undesirable, and it makes, as a player, playing undesirable. Now we all saying, who's coming back? Who's coming back next year? I can't remember a time where it was who's coming back. Now we live in a time where we don't know who's coming back. The turnover is ridiculous. But it's always been Kentucky fans like, it's a privilege to play here. It's the name on the front of the jersey. That's who you play for. Well, BBN, I got news for you. It's 2026. It's a different ball game. Kids are like, I honor my name. Wherever I go play, I respect the college. I want to win there, but I'm playing for my name, and then the jersey name second. Is that all the players that come to college? No, it's not all of them. But when you throw that out there, when you come to Kentucky, you better be playing for the name on the jersey. Little do you know, BBN, that turns away a whole lot of players because now you get paid. It's not a privilege to play for Kentucky anymore like it was years ago. It's a whole new ball game. And it doesn't do any good when players and coaches see how you treating your players and your coaches. They are there. It doesn't do any good. It's a difference when you're saying, okay, this player didn't play good. Why he didn't play good? This is why, this is that, blah, blah, blah. But when you bashing the players and you bashing the coach, good luck with that. Ask UNLV in basketball. I remember back in the days, UNLV, the running rebels. I used to stay up late because they played on the West Coast and they didn't come on to about 11 o'clock after Sports Center went off just to see Stacey Allman and Larry Johnson, Anderson Hunt, and all those guys, and Jerry Tarkanian over biting on the towel. And they beating teams by 20 points. But that fan base destroyed their program. Ask Miami in the late 80s. That fan base destroyed that program. They're coming back now in football, but that fan base destroyed that program. Ask Nebraska. Ask Tennessee for a short time there in football, because coaches here, players here, especially more and more now that we have social media. Unrealistic expectations, yeah, it can destroy a program, it can destroy a person. It can do that. Having expectations, nothing wrong with it. Do we want to win a championship? I want to make the playoffs in football. I want to be relevant, but it takes time. It takes time to build, especially nowadays. It takes time. But BBN, are you going to give our football coach time? History shows, probably not. Are we going to give Mark Pope time? Some people want him gone now. Some people want to give him another year. That's what coaches see from afar. That's what players see. Real talk. Can we bring the truth and the facts? What do you want, BBN? Oh, we want national championships. Everybody does. Do you want to win 25, 26, 27 games a year? What Kyle Perry was giving you. And then you might lose in the tournament. It happens. Is Florida fan base wanting to fire their coach for losing in the second round? I don't know. Or do you want a coach that maybe went 18, 19 games in the regular season and go to the Sweet 16 or the Elite 8? Or do you want a coach that's going to come in and win 25 to 30 games a year and get to the Final Four and win the national championship every year? Is that what you want? Good luck with that. I think Kyle Perry should retire at Kentucky. But fans didn't want it. Now we have Mark Pope, and fans don't want him. So we have to look at ourselves in the mirror and say unrealistic expectations versus expectations. Can a fan base destroy a college program? It's your boy BC. Peace. I'm out.